Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Hood Movie Review with the Two Live crew. We are here and we're not live because you're watching a recording of us, but we're here nonetheless. Thanks for watching. I want to say what up though to the crew. Jamie from State Farm or Progressive, whichever one. First Lady with the do who never stopped doing. I want to say hello to Stick to the Script. The only man on here, we got to show him some love. And the one, the only, the real Tanya. What up, though? So let's get into it. The Hood movie review. This week we reviewed this movie called Bad Hair.
Hi. You're not tender-headed, are you? I'll be fine. Clients swear the stuff is magic. You know, in some parts of India, a woman's hair is her most prized possession.
You can't bear to see yourself the way nature would have you. And you scoff at us and our superstitions. Well, those superstitions are in fact tributaries leading to rivers of truth about what you really are. And who you might have been.
Baby, let me tell you, that movie was dark. It was dark, y'all. Okay. And in honor of I guess Halloween, even though us Christian folks don't really get down like that. But we did watch that movie and I just want to say it was dark. I liked it. It even had some parts that I thought was funny, but it had such a message to it. It's not just about hair. It's not the thing just about hair. It's more so about the things that we do to fit in, the things that we do to make ourselves acceptable to others, to people, even our own people. It goes back to that, the racism among Black people, dark skin, light skin, paper bag tests and all of that stuff, the house Negroes and the ones that work in the field, putting that difference between us. And it talks about beauty, what people perceive as beautiful. And at the thing that was interesting is that they made this setting like in the 80s and stuff. So it's just like, how when like BT and all of those networks was coming out and stuff like that. So it's kind of centered around that, coming up with shows in the classic thing. The actress, I don't know her name, that was the lead character. Like she had so
Reed
many
Fox
great.
wife.
Oh, okay. She had no, not her, not
Okay.
Vanessa Williams. Yes, the
Okay.
other girl, the dark skinned girl. She had so many great ideals and everything for shows and stuff. And like they was just stealing her stuff, taking her stuff. And she was not noticed. Nobody noticed her until she started changing that hair. Now I'm gonna say that part was like really disgusting to me. When she went to get that hair weave in, I couldn't even deal with it. It was too much. It was much too much. Everything was much too much. But I I'm gonna say I liked it. It was dark again. I will just say that. But it just brought to light the things that we do and the things we go through. Black women, our hair, and even Black men at some point, because it was that Black dude in there. He had to keep his hair together. So it's just about image and what we think of ourselves and how we see ourselves. Like, why can't we just wear our hair how we wear it? How can we can just go out like we want to, like without doing braids or weave or whatever, and it be okay? I mean, we need to take a hard look at ourselves and, whose standard are we living by? We all do it. We all been there, I can say. I'm going to give it 4.5 Fagos, even though it was dark, but I liked it all in all.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, why don't we go to First Lady, because she chomping at the bit. What you think about it?
Well,
what you
first let me
produce.
start with this. I have no Fagos to give. Okay, so let me start with that.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I thought that'll probably start off to be something great. I have no Fagos to give, and let me tell you why. Okay, first of all, like you, and I totally agree with what you said. It was dark. I think it was darker than where I wanted to go.
Mm.
And it was something in that movie that I won't ever forget. Vanessa
Oh, Lord.
Williams. And
Yeah.
we're speaking of, because we always talk about beauty costs, beauty costs. And you know what?
Uh.
Beauty does.
And
It does.
it's pain.
Even if it's gonna cost you
It can be
the
painful.
money that you pay your hairstylist, if it's gonna cost you the style of clothes that you wear, the makeup, beauty costs. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't wear makeup and you just taking care of your skin, self-care, it costs.
Mm-hmm.
But at what point, how far would you pay? And I ain't talking about just monetary.
Right.
How far will you go to get where you think you want to go? And Vanessa Williams said something in this movie, and she said, you know what? That pink stuff is not enough, is it? Because see, sometimes you can get out there too far. And you end up on the short end because you don't have enough to give to what you're trying to feed. And they went too far. She already knew when she said that, she knew they had bit off too much. And see, sometimes what we do is we ask or we grab or we want things that's beyond our reach. And that hurts us on the end. I think the movie was gross. Is very gross to me. Because even the
where'd she go? She was giving
that hair.
Oh, she'll be back.
Woo! I think the hair has taken over. Say one more thing. Say one more thing. You okay?
Get the water.
Somebody go
Get the water, y'all.
Somebody go over there.
Y'all better get the water,
I'm
y'all.
gonna go.
That hair. Calm down, boy.
Somebody
I
help.
gave you
Are
4
you
and a half.
okay? Somebody. The Braves said they cool. The Braves said you cool. Uh-oh.
Now when
Make sure her eyes not glowing, y'all. Make sure her eyes not glowing.
Sorry about that. Okay, so what I was saying was, let me put on my headset.
You on off. I hope you got it together.
Yeah, I know, right? I see, that ain't nothing but the devil. That's what my grandma.
You know it.
That ain't nothing but the devil. That ain't nothing but the devil. Okay, so what I was saying was they didn't realize what they asked for. So even with her with the hair salon experience, I had to fast forward it because I couldn't stomach it. So okay, you know what? That could be me. Y'all already called me first lady. I'm gonna give it another try. Sticks told me, try it again, first lady. Okay, me, I tried it again. When she was in the bathroom and that experience, that was enough for me. I was done. I mean, when I say done, I was done on that type of level because I think it went way too far, and I wasn't enjoying the movie at all. I actually got mad.
I was like, man, she ain't got to buy no more rats. Like, all right. That was disgusting.
I don't have any Fagos to give, and I think I'm about done with that.
Not even a sip.
Nah, I wouldn't give it nothing. Not even water. Do you hear me?
What about some bubbles?
That's it.
Who's next?
I guess I go. No, I don't even have a solid thought about it. Like, it's all over the place. I was trying to put things together in my brain, and I just got a bunch of random thoughts. So I'm gonna just say as they
go forth.
Random thought number one. I think this movie is the Black Little Shop of Horrors.
See, that brought back flashes. Don't do that, because I think I'm scarred when you said their feet. Nah.
You don't like the plant either?
I ain't talking about the plant, but I just said, see, I think I got PTSD behind bad hair.
So Seymour in Little Shop of Horrors got the plant, right? And at first the plant give him everything he ever wanted. He get a promotion at work, he get the woman he want, you know what I mean? But then, you know, he started realizing that he, you know, first he has to feed the plant a little blood and, you know, that sort of thing. And then before you know it, it's a man-eating plant.
Right.
And that's what happened with this. She slowly started making small concessions in order to get ahead. Even though she was completely qualified to get ahead on her own merit.
Right.
I know that feeling.
Yes.
You completely qualified to get ahead on your own merit.
Yes.
But you still have to jump through all of these hoops to constantly signal to people that you are qualified and full of joy and many other things. Like I thought it was really interesting when they were like, so clearly the two businesses that she's working at or wants to work at, one is like BET because it's like 1989, and the other one is MTV. And she realizes she's gotten as high as she could possibly go at BET. And she goes to MTV, but they want downtown Julie Brown, wubble, wubble, wubble. Like that's like she's
right.
And her hair is too 4C to ever see the inside of MTV. Okay? So I remember those days of watching MTV going, dang, ain't no dark-skinned women.
That's messed up.
The only women of color were, you know, ones that look like Julie Brown. And what that kind of does to you over time, if somebody's always telling you that you are both mentally and physically never enough, sort of thing. Anyways, the next like random thought I had is like what First Lady was saying about the body horror of it, right? Now, like we see body horror or torture porn or whatever it is you want to call it on like lots of horror movies where it's like horrible things that are happening to one's body, and that's enough to make you uncomfortable and make you, you know, this reaction to stuff. But the problem with that type of stuff is after a while you're completely numb to it, right? Because I don't know what it's like to have something gory happen to me, like a finger chopped off or something like that. God has blessed me, so I've never had to feel anything like that. Right?
Yes.
And why First Lady was so uncomfortable is like many of us know what it's like to be burned. Like
baby.
Black woman that don't know what it's like to have a chemical burn. And you think about
it's no joke.
Like, what was that? Like, I ain't had a perm in nearly 20 years, but I getting them. You know, back in the day. And it's true. It's like there's a certain amount of PTSD that's associated with that. Like I couldn't shake it. And even when they did the close-ups of her first weave going in, the pulling of the hair, the stress, the scratching of skin. Like there's no way that they ever got that done. And it was a process filled with joy and reinvention of self. Just gotta do it. I just gotta do it. You know, not enough, right? And I don't think beauty should cost pain. If it costs time, if it costs money, fine. But that thing that our mothers put into our heads about the fact that beauty is pain, I feel like stems from people always telling them that they weren't enough. And I'm so glad that my daughter lives in a world where she gonna be coily. You know what I mean? She gonna be,
that's that.
If she decide to not be curly, you know. And mom just got to go through some extra time taking care of it, you know. That's what it is. And then the last random thought I had, none of these things are connected, is the deaths. How the deaths were, how the deaths were portrayed. And I don't think beauty should cost pain. If it costs time, if it costs money, fine. But that thing that our mothers put into our heads about the fact that beauty is pain, I feel like stems from people always telling them that they weren't enough. And I'm so glad that my daughter lives in a world where she gonna be coily. You know what I mean? She gonna be, depicted.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I think I'm probably reading too much into this. I thought it was interesting how quick all the deaths were. And I wonder
Mm.
if that was them making some type of comment about black pain. You know, they put us through
Mm.
all the torture at the beginning of the film, like
Mhm.
actually showing us what black pain, reminding us what black female pain is. But then when it came to the actual deaths of the people, it was like, oh, is she dead? You know what I mean? So
Just like that.
it wasn't this slow, drawn out process that made us super uncomfortable anymore. In fact, a lot of them reverted to a process of it. It was kind of funny. And I wonder if it was
Mhm.
like that because they were saying something like that's enough of black pain, or if they just
Mhm.
ran out of money and it's cheaper to have quick death.
A little bit of both. A little bit of both.
Anyway, so I gave it a 4. Like, had the musical score been a little better, I probably would have gave it a 4.5. I did enjoy how it had the flavor of late 80s, early 90s, but like all the music in between, I felt like didn't match the atmosphere of what they were trying to do. That's it. That's
Mm.
me.
6.
It really. I'm gonna try to keep it short because this is a movie that black women can relate to. Have they need to say more about and just being a man. I'm just really observing and we were represented, but of course it's kind of bold and we look bad and stupid and clumsy and all that, corny as well. As we watch this movie, and I've done, and even over my 30 plus years, even when I dated women, and I used to ask them, I was like, man, I said pain is really stressful, or I said it's a struggle to be pretty, and they probably would look at me, and I'm like, look, I see what you do, I see how you do your hair. Look, I done kicked it with you, and we were just talking, and I know you tired, you won't lay down. I have seen women fall asleep with they like this. They literally fell asleep holding their head up like this. And I was like, man, I don't ever want to be that painful. But I have had my hair braided before and I understand. So I have that minimal of pain that
That's a lot of
y'all may
pain.
know yearly. Y'all may know yearly about. Every year y'all may go through it depending on how you do your hair. But I was just like, oh, this is crazy. And I was like, I don't have to. I had to cut my fro. I was just like, I can't do it. And I didn't want locks at the time either. So um dealing with the movie, it showed that stuff. So it kind of, when I first watched it, it was more comical. It was kind of cheesy, corny. But when I went back to watch it, I saw the same stuff that Jamie was talking about. She went deeper than I was thinking, but I was just like, man, I was like, all this because of hair, and then somebody told you had to look a certain way because you're trying to fit a standard that you're not even born into. So
Mhm.
it's crazy, and we used to study that stuff in college. It was how you can see that with the times where women started from home and then they broke off into the work field and went on to be business owners, everything else. And you see the way they had to change their look, how they had to be like you said, you're qualified, but because you look a certain way, because your skin is not light enough, it's a problem. So I said, man, dealing with the movie, it brought out those type of things. It showed you how sisters were tight up until a certain point, and it was because of that
Mhm.
job too. That was kind of crazy. And the young lady did have to compromise herself because, like she said, she got passed over. And then even her mentor said that, I understand what you had to do because of what you been through and what you were trying to do, and everybody kept on, playing with you. You're not. They don't think you're smart enough, and you care capable. I like the whole folklore, the superstition part of it,
Mhm.
the part where maybe our ancestors or other cultures' ancestors kind of get revenge on their
Mhm.
oppressors type stuff, and I like that type of thing because I guess it's one of those dark heroic type of things like we gonna get you back even if we come back from the dead or whatever, or our spirits. But this whole thing with it took me a minute up until when she was in the bathroom to figure out like, oh, it's about that. I didn't know why the hair was taking over. I didn't know until I saw that. I was like, oh, that's what it needs. So
That was insane.
yeah, it was. It's crazy, y'all. So
Oh.
the movie to me, I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it 3.5 because it was entertaining. It had like a historical slash superstitious, some funny, but it also kind of made you, if you're paying attention, you'll understand some things of, especially our women, what they
Mhm.
go through, and like I don't know if it's First Lady or Jamie said, what your mother or grandmother put on you when you were younger. Some women, maybe a good amount of women, and how it actually affects the generations behind and what the look like and everything. So it's it's gonna be a movie that I can remember and probably laugh at, but also be like, y'all, check it out. It's a deeper meaning than what you think.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let it go from there. I'll try to keep it short, but I had a bunch of stuff rattling in my head too. But I'm gonna let it first. I'm gonna let T Money go ahead and give her 2 cents.
Yeah, I like the movie. I enjoyed
As
it.
a natural sister,
Yeah, one thing
you and Jane.
I felt like, I told my sister the other day, I said, me and my friends, we were the first to go natural in Michigan, and she just died laughing. But in 2001, I went natural. And I remember it wasn't just not popular. I was working at a corporate office, or unprofessional at your job. And that's the land we live in, right? So there is a level of conformity that we have to have, right?
Mhm.
Because sometimes, like, what I'll look at as cute, oh, I love that afro, da 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 da. Someone else is looking at it like it's unkept.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And that's
Mhm.
even on the side with, back in the 60s or 70s, where white men start growing their hair long
Mhm.
and they rejected that. So Black people, we get rejected in that sense too. But on the flip side of it, I saw a picture of the young lady, I don't know her name, that played Celie in Color Purple. Like the child, not
Mhm.
Uh,
Wookie's character.
okay.
Mhm.
She's beautiful, right? But I was like, she just needed to get her hair done. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had the plaits, we didn't see it, but she's beautiful. Like, honestly, like it's a two-sided coin with, people judging your outward appearance, for whatever reason. And especially in the corporate world, you gotta mimic them. Like, there's something that
Mhm.
self-help people, they'll call it mirroring. So that's like, you can close the deal if you say what they say, or if they go like this, you go like that. Like, so if mirroring works, like mirroring their outfits, their hair, blah blah blah, as much as you can, according to this philosophy. But as far as the movie goes, oh, back to me leading the way in Michigan, being a trailblazer for natural hair.
Go ahead.
I
Natural
remember, and
hair
I'm gonna tell you
trailblazer.
this, like, I parted my hair down the middle and had two long braids. Like, my hair was banging back then, like very nurtured or something. I was doing good. I don't know what I did since then, but and I loved it. I thought it looked cute on me. And my roommate, my college roommate, was like, "Why would you want to wear your hair like a slave?" I was like, "A slave? This is..." And that's how she felt. And
Yeah.
years later, she reminded me of this. Like, yeah, y'all, da 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 da. So anyway,
Add a story.
Why? Because your friend
okay,
don't
yeah,
see it.
add it, please. Yeah, add a story. Because when I met you, you had locks, and it wasn't
Yeah.
popular back then,
It
right?
was my mama when I started her, my own mama. God bless her heart. I love you, mama. But I came home from college with him because, like I said, I ain't had him for I had a perm for 20 years. But I came home with him, and she was like, why would you do this to yourself? Why? Like, she was like she straight up panicked. And my daddy, God rest his soul, once they started getting real long, like once, because by the time I cut them, they was on my butt. You know what I'm saying? And so my daddy was like, "You mean to tell me you got all this hair and you can't cut it loose?" And I was like, "Oh, this is who I am, Daddy." But the last
Cut it
time
loose.
I got a traditional weave, this goes to show about the brainwashing within our own culture. The last time I got a traditional, just straight weave, I remember I was going to snow coming at school, and it was another Black female doing my hair, and she did my hair, And then she came around first. She got like this close to my face. And she was like, wow. And I was like, what? She goes, you really are attractive to be so dark. I was like, dang.
What?
I was like, oh, thank you for looking
Yeah.
past my deformity.
See,
Thanks for looking past my
Mm-mm.
yeah.
dark
Honey, I'm gonna give you the words my grandmother used to say. This is what my grandmother used to say. Baby, just keep on living. Cause I done had people say, oh, you got a cute face to be, a big woman. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
You cute to be chocolate. Oh, thank you. So baby, keep living. Just keep living.
It's,
Oh,
Like my grandmother say.
I still hear people say good and bad hair. I mean, that's why the
I
title of the
hate
movie
that. You
is
know that? Oh, they got good hair. I cannot stand that. You know that? I just can't stand it.
right.
No, you don't have good hair. You have a certain texture of hair. Okay? You
Right.
have this type of hair and you have this type of hair. It's not good hair or bad hair. You make it good because it's easier. It may take you less time to get through it. It's easier for you to comb through and all of that stuff, but it's not good hair. Okay? So cut it out.
The era that I grew up in, Jamie, we
Yeah.
cut all our hair short. So if you were to look at all our pictures, we didn't have hair.
Right.
We didn't have hair
Right.
Remember
because
when go ahead.
salt and pepper, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Girl, we didn't have hair because
You
that
had
wasn't the
asymmetric.
thing. Huh?
Right.
Uh-huh.
When I was a kid, Jerry curls. Okay, I had a freaking Jerry curl, but the
Mm-hmm.
first attempt,
Oh,
they tried to do a kitty curl on me. Okay, the curls was looking cute. I went to bed and woke up, baby. My hair was like a straight fro. I'm telling you, my mom looked at me and bust out laughing, and I was like so hurt. Like, this is not funny.
you didn't know
I'm
where
like,
the activator was?
girl, it was a kitty curl just didn't take on me. Like, I had to have the regular adult,
I did it in the middle of the summer or something.
and I still was made to go to school. Oh my god,
Y'all remember
Absolutely.
Rio? Y'all
it
remember
was so
Rio?
ugly. It was
all right, so back to my
I'm sorry.
back to my
sorry.
10 minutes.
no. Let me think about
You
where
brought it up being
but yeah, but
the
that's
front
just kind of
runner
it
of
shows you
natural.
how upside down the world is. The world is really upside down, guys. Like when you think about it, like cornrows are cool when Kim Kardashian got them. Like now, like at that time, they like, oh, now white girls got cornrows and stuff like that. And at the same time, like Nigeria, like all the women are bleaching their skin. Like you can hardly find
That's
a
sad.
dark
They,
skinned
they,
woman in
they all
Nigeria
wearing
right
weaves.
now.
They're all wearing weaves too. Bad ones. They wearing the
Yeah.
worst
So,
weaves
but
too.
then that tells you
He said
The
bad
worst.
one.
They're behind like 15, 20 years though.
Black America culture is the leading culture. For us to be the ones that lost our history, we don't know what our native language was like. We don't have our dressing, the skills that we would have came over here with, all depleted, all the family type of thing. We lost it, but then we created another culture. And Adidas wouldn't be
Yeah.
Adidas without now Kanye, but before that, Ron DMC.
Ron DMC.
Yeah, like LL Cool J made Troop. So it's just funny that people copy us, but we
Mhm.
kind of made it up as we go. And the other thing about hair is I like our diversity. I like us being able to be straight or
Yes.
curly, like
Yes.
that's like me. I'm locking up right now, like I said, but I'm gonna miss the opportunity to press my hair out. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, as far as the movie goes, I felt like it was a little when they were at the BET and she had the afro and like a lot of the women had natural hairstyles. I don't feel like that was what it was like at that point. Like people were already on perms. We might not have graduated to weave at that point, but we were perming our hair, I felt like. So that's what I was like, I don't know about that, but maybe in that area it was different. But I never saw a woman with like her parted afro and stuff like that during that time, like after the 70s and all of that. I felt like
I think they was trying to just drive the point home.
yeah,
like,
but
make
you
it
gotta
more.
keep it real though,
Yeah.
because you were at
Yeah.
BET. We was watching a video of Janet Jackson, Pleasure Principle. I felt like.
or Paula Abdul. I couldn't tell.
Oh yeah. So it could have been her. Yeah. So I didn't necessarily like that, but I enjoyed the movie overall. I enjoyed the acting and everything. I felt like it wasn't dark to me. Like, I don't know why y'all think it was that dark. It just wasn't that dark to me.
It was dark because of the things like the hair wanted, like the bathroom scene. That was sick.
Yeah.
And that sewing the hair in.
Yeah.
That was just
They
sick.
dramatized that a little bit.
I
Like, I've been
know
in-
it.
Felt like it was.
Her
That's the
scar,
way it
like
felt
she
to
went
me.
through the scar like nothing.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, that was hard to watch. And the sound effects and the noise. That was
Yes,
like the best
so
part of
gross.
the movie.
Sewing through, and it sounded like it's starting to bleed and everything. You can hear.
That was
And pain,
But
then
some
she
people
passed
they
out.
do braid too tight. They braid their
Yeah.
hair
Oh
too
yeah,
tight.
I've been in some
You
painful
know,
situations.
I was going.
you go to African braid shop now. These don't hurt because they're knotless box braids. They don't hurt. After she finished, I could pull them up. I could do anything. But had I got just the regular ones where they have to start adding the hair at the base, those are what hurt because they pull your hair, pull everything. You
And no
know,
matter how
but
much you tell them, don't
right.
braid
And
it tight. I
my
don't care. It ain't gotta last that
head
long.
hurting so bad. You're right. My head was hurting so bad this one time I got them done. I could feel it in my stomach. Like I was like, am I about to throw up? Like I was nauseous, or it felt like I was gonna have a heart attack. I mean, I didn't know what was gonna happen. I couldn't sleep like that whole night. I was just miserable. But yeah, I'll never get the regular braids again. It's knotless or nothing. I do enjoy that we can be diverse with our hair. We can do a lot of different styles. We can do whatever with it. And then I want to know why people think that like white people, they just because their hair is straight and stringy. But what if your hair stank? I don't want to smell your hair all day. You got a nerve to say my hair look unkept and it's in its natural form. I can't stand being behind. I'm sorry, guys. This is going too far. Being behind a white girl in the line at a store, and she just, baby, do not put your hair up and let it all fall down and get all. I don't play that.
There,
All
there
right.
go all the promote. There
Now,
go all the promotions.
I don't know if you got lights. I don't know what you have.
We just
Do not
lost
do
our
it.
investor
You
sticks.
just lost.
Sorry.
You just lost.
all our sponsors. Your sponsors
sponsors.
just threw it out the window.
Sponsor is
I
out.
just feel like don't do us. Don't try to do us.
Right.
And your hair stank when it's wet and all of this
Hey.
other kind of stuff.
These are not the words
I'm
of
just playing.
Two Live
Oh,
Crew.
yeah,
This is
I'm
only
just
one
kidding.
member. We would like to say that this is all of Trixie and only
She's gonna have to
Trixie's
cut it. I went
opinion.
off on a
There's no
tangent.
problem
I'm
with it.
sorry. I love
But
you guys.
that
I
is
love
not
you all.
Sticks and Jamie and First Lady or T Money. We are not
Just saying,
endorsing
y'all,
all of this. We're just actually talking about it. That's all we're gonna do. Carry on,
aren't you
y'all. Just
guys
go ahead.
tired? Hair's such a problem. Why is it a problem to you?
It's not a
Don
problem.
I've
King
had
has been
people
walking
feel my
around for
hair, like
years.
come and take a like.
No,
They're
don't touch my hair.
mesmerized by it too. Like
Don't
I've
touch
seen people like when I wore
Yeah.
afro, they want to touch, like, hey, get away, hey, all of this. Like I've had all of that, so I think there's some mystery to it. I don't know if white people hair stink when it get wet. Is that a rumor or is it true?
That's not a rumor.
I
don't know about their hair. I don't know about their hair, but yeah,
They body
all I
stink?
said was
What is happening?
Have you ever dated a white woman stick?
we ain't talking about women. I'm just being around people. I'm like,
But you didn't answer the
They don't
question.
always-
And how close have
think-
you got?
I said I never dated. I never
another
dated
race.
them.
You never
I
dated a
what
white
now?
woman?
No,
You-
I was
What
never
other race
interested
have you
in it.
dated?
Nothing. If you black and whatever you mix with black. That's what I've always dated, and it's always been black. I've never dated anything outside of that.
All
But
right.
I
So
have-
anyway, back to my
But
review.
everybody.
Hold on, can all of y'all say the same thing? Have
What?
y'all ever dated a white man? Any of y'all would dated a white man or any
Huh?
other race?
I don't know.
Okay.
Let's
see,
just
there
keep
we
it
go.
moving.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Maybe has
Outside
some
of
stories
outside of
to
Jamie, she
tell.
don't got to answer because
Let's just keep it moving.
You can't
Maybe
be.
we
You
can
can't
tell
be
you
My husband
dating a white man.
Biff Wellington, not that
Not
kind of
St.
white
Mary.
guy. Biff Wellington, no. If you're like just a regular, white guy that maybe grew up around black people, maybe.
Hey, wait a minute,
But if you're like one of those
hey,
khaki
yeah,
blood,
he's white. He's white, so whatever.
come
I
on,
know
guys, my
khaki.
name is Pernell.
Khakis
No.
are hot. You know what khaki says? 401k. That's what khaki says. I like khaki. So
Probably
black
so.
men, I
Provider.
like khaki.
Probably so.
White men,
But
khakis are my favorite thing.
if he was to come in
Oh,
contact
Jamie
with
Hunt
me,
here. What?
I would change all of that about it. He would have to just conform and he wouldn't know he's doing it. It'd be little by little. Then they'd be, like,
you
man,
wanna-
where you
so
get
you
this
wanna date-
swag?
Did
Hold
you
on,
guys
hold on.
watch Love is Blind Love on Netflix? Because they ended up having a biracial couple.
Yes,
Biracial
I
couple.
did.
You watched that? And
Yep.
I met that girl before she went on that show. She was like the lead of this B movie we made. And I think they're a cute couple,
I
and
did like them. I did like them as a couple.
Yeah. So
They
anyway,
was my
back to my
favorite.
movie review. So yeah, the climax, I think somebody mentioned with the way they died and all of this, like it was kind of funny, and maybe that's something I didn't get, but I was like, what's gonna stop the hair? What is taking you so long? But I did forget about it throughout watching the movie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It came up and I forgot about it. I was like, oh yeah, da da da. Okay, and then I'll just say I didn't understand. Maybe one of you guys can help me understand. Like when she was having the dreams or the memories, she kept seeing the family at the table and they were laughing. What was I supposed to get from that?
I don't
Remember,
understand.
they were
I
just
didn't quite
like the
understand
African.
either.
Spoiler alert! Alert. I feel like that has a lot to do with what was happening. The hair was a conduit so that way a witch from the past could take your body back over. She's been dead, but now you've got her power on your head or essence on your head, and that gives her direct energy into your body, sort of thing. So I think she was starting to turn. I think she was starting to turn into the witch, and her memories were not her own anymore. So this was really the witch's memory, but her brain, when you dream, your brain try to fill in the blanks with stuff from however your
I don't know. It was kind of like you're outsider. They don't really accept you like that, because they always was on her, like, or just like, oh yeah, what happened in your life today? And she was like, oh, I got a promotion. They're like, oh yeah, okay. But I don't know.
I love the movie concept though. I love the concept, like of hair doing that. So kudos to them for thinking outside the box, with that type of thing. I don't think it's been done before. Little Shop of Horrors, like something feeding off of blood, like vampires and all of that, but black hair, who would have thought, so I loved it for that. And I'll just give it I give it a 3.5 Moomis.
All right, that's all we got for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Keep watching, tell your friends about it, share it, like, subscribe, click on that notification bell so you can get a notification when we come out with new shows. And if you want us to review something, drop it in the comments. Let us know what you think of the show.
Till next time.
Goodbye.
Till next time.
Same bat station, same bat channel, like, or whatever he say.